Right now, Parliament has informed President Cyril Ramaphopsa that it's continuing with Public Protector Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane's impeachment proceedings. The Constitutional Court has allowed the Section 194 committee to continue with the impeachment, but it says Mkhwebane should be allowed legal representation. For more on this, we are joined by Lawson Naidoo from the Council for the Advancement of the South African Constitution. Mr. Naidoo, thank you very much for joining us here on All Angles. Now, first of all, I'm interested to know what the advancement of the South African Constitution feels about this move by Parliament. Are you welcoming it?
Well, indeed, this has been a long, drawn-out process. The complaint against Advocate Mkhwebane was lodged early in 2022, over 2 years ago, and the various legal interventions that Advocate Mkhwebane has used has delayed the process until now. And with her application being dismissed by the Constitutional Court, this now paves the way for Parliament's impeachment proceedings to continue. A committee has already been established in the National Assembly to conduct the inquiry in terms of Parliament's rules, during which Parliament will call witnesses. Advocate Mkhwebane will be able to call witnesses who can be cross-examined with the assistance of a legal advisor to the Public Protector. And it's clear that the Parliament has now already also established a time frame for this committee to work, and they will commence their work, I believe, on the 4th of May, and with the intention of wrapping up their report by the end of September this year. They will then, as a committee, having evaluated the evidence before them, make a recommendation to the National Assembly as to whether Advocate Mkhwebane is indeed guilty of misconduct. And if she is, they will recommend her removal from office. And the National Assembly will then have to approve such a resolution with a 2/3 majority before she can indeed be so removed.
And what happens in the meantime, Mr. Naidoo? Does she still serve, while this is happening until September, or will we have an acting public protector?
Well, that's a matter that lies in the discretion of the President. In terms of the Constitution, once a parliamentary process into the impeachment of the head of a Chapter 9 institution has commenced, the President may suspend that person pending the outcome of that inquiry. So that's a matter for the President to decide upon, and we'll have to see what his decision will be in that regard.
What have you thought about her tenure so far? She's lost so many court cases all the way to the Constitutional Court. Sometimes, the judgments against her are as embarrassing as saying that she misinterpreted the law.
Well, the judgments have been incredibly scathing of her legal capacity, of her understanding of the law and her role in terms of the Constitution. She has been found guilty of misleading the court on occasion. Her tenure in office has really been marred by bringing down an office that was held in very high esteem and which is there to serve the interests of ordinary South Africans who otherwise would not have access to justice. She has clearly operated in a very partisan political manner and has brought that office into disrepute, so that the quicker this process can be conducted and concluded, the better for the office of the Public Protector and the better for the people of South Africa. But there's an important aspect to this process in Parliament, because it's fundamentally about holding public officials to account. And as I said, whilst Advocate Mkhwebane has sought to use every tool in the book to try and evade accounting to Parliament, that road has come to an end with the finding by the Constitutional Court, and she now has to go and account to Parliament. And if she is found wanting, she will indeed be removed from office.
So what does she mean then with her threats to go for a protracted litigation process if the President takes up what Parliament has advised him? Well,
I don't know what other legal process she might be contemplating. The Constitutional Court has ruled on this matter. She has indicated that she's going to lodge a rescission application against that Constitutional Court judgment. But we know from her recent record in court, and especially with regards to a rescission application which she sought to institute in respect of the CR17 case, which she lost in the Constitutional Court with the cost order, that this application is highly unlikely to succeed, and she's going to try and do everything in her power to obfuscate and evade that accountability. But therefore, it is to be welcomed that Parliament is not going to be stymied by this, is going to proceed with the inquiry by the Parliamentary Committee. And Parliament must do its work. It must hold her accountable and face the consequences.
Just lastly from me, Mr. Lawson, we all know how much the judiciary in South Africa has seen many attacks from people who held high offices in our country from last year, for instance, and her saying that she's going to try and go against what the Apex Court has told Parliament by signing off that Section 194. Is she not somehow contributing to those attacks sort of against the judiciary? Or am I overreaching here?
Well, I think it's disrespectful of a final decision of the court of the highest court in the country that she wants to litigate matters afresh, issues that have already been disposed of and which are clearly laid out in a law, the Constitution, as well as in terms of the rules of Parliament. And it's time that Advocate Mkhwebane faced up to the issue that she must be held accountable. She is not above the law. And if Parliament has deemed that she needs to account in terms of Section 194, that is what she needs to do. Otherwise, it is making a mockery of the concept of accountability and brings the office of the Public Protector into disrepute and will certainly lead to people not having confidence in that office, not taking up issues with that office, which is so necessary in order to protect the rights of people in South Africa. So this is a case that is much bigger than just the incumbent Advocate Mkhwebane, but is about the office of the Public Protector and the fundamental constitutional value of accountability.
Well, thank you very much for your time here on All Angles, Mr. Lawson Naidoo. He is from the advancement of the South African Constitution.